Hello, good morning, Empower Tribe. It's me again, coming back with another video from the Book of Awakening. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. I just got out the shower. My hair is still trying to dry. I have a football game to go later. My son plays in the football. And then just wanted to share a little bit of what's going on today. But most importantly, it's our daily reflection. I find it really hard to do videos at night because my boys are home, they're noisy, and I'm glad that I have some time to do it this morning. So this morning, today is October 7th, and it's Thursday, I believe. And today's the Book of Awakening title is Until We Leave It. We come with all these parts and no instructions how they go together. It is so tempting to want the answers before we begin the journey. We like to know our way. We like to have maps. We like to have guides. But we are more like a breathing puzzle, a living bag of pieces. And each day shows us what a piece or two is for, where it might go, how it might fit. Over time, a picture starts to emerge by which we begin to understand our place in the world. Unfortunately, we waste a lot of time seeking someone to tell us what life would be like once we live it. We drain ourselves of vital inner fortitude by asking others to map our way. At the end of all this stalling, though, we each have to venture out and simply see what happens. The instructions are in the living, and I confess that of all the times I thought I liked this or didn't care for that, not one was of my choosing or yours. For as the earth was begun, like a dish breaking, eternity is that scene slowly reversing, and you and I and the things we're drawn to are merely the pieces of God unbreaking back together. So what do you think, ladies? I think what this is trying to tell us a little bit is life comes with no instructions. And many of us are seeking answers, me included. We are all looking to seek happiness. I guess the answers is to find our own happiness. And sometimes we look at other people or other families or other friends who are more successful or who are more accomplished, and you want a little bit of tidbit, like what is it that you do, why is it that, how am I any different from you, what is it that you're doing differently that I'm not where you are right now. But the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of things that cannot be taught. There's a lot of things that cannot be learned, and we are who we are, and we can't choose who we choose to be, the good and the bad, right? I mean, all of us have positive traits, and all of us have our own negative traits. And part of my journey is really learning how to embrace the negative part of myself, or how I perceive myself to be negative, because to some other people that might be a positive trait. Because for example, I'm very direct and very blunt sometimes, and I can come off as being aggressive, but I'm just trying to make my stand. It's not me trying to be aggressive, and it doesn't matter what people perceive me to be. I know who I am, but at the same time, we have to also accept what people's perception of you is, so that you can change and evolve too as well. There is no answers. Like I a lot of my posts and a lot of my feedback around my own journey is that there really isn't a one size fit all life manual. A lot of things that I've learned in my life, and I'm sure yours included, is that we learn through us falling, learning how to get up, learning what not to do, learning what to do. And some of us seek answers within others. Some of us seek answers within relationships. Some of us seek answers within books. But end of the day, I would say, like, no matter how you plan your life to be, if you're a planner, or no matter how you set your eyes out to what you want to accomplish, things happen in your life that is unexpected. Just like my depression, my anxiety, my those the shadow part of me are things that I never thought that I would experience. I never thought I needed a therapist. I never thought I have so much emotional junk that I had to deal with. But this is one thing I learned for sure, is that life has a way of getting caught up with you, because I've always been a strong person. I've always been like, I know what I want. I'm a go-getter. I'm just gonna, set a goal and get it done. But and when there's setbacks, I used to be, buck up and let's just move on. Buck up and let's move on. Let's deal with our emotions later. And it's caught up to me. And I think a lot of this anxiety and depression is really years and years of stuffed up emotions that is not talked about, that is not dealt with, that creeps up in areas of your life that you never even thought it was going to show up, and it did for me. So I would say, end of the day, we have to look at the mirror, and ask ourselves, like, who am I? What am I about? Who do I represent? What has life taught me? What have I learned? And what do I want to learn? And some of us are struggling to dust ourselves off and get back up, because it's not fun to fall. It's not fun to not feel at your optimum self. But I believe that every single negative situation has a life lesson in it, mine included. And maybe it's for me to really look at my more vulnerable side, because I always have a strong front, and I always buck up and move on. And maybe for me is to really look at that feminine side, that weak side that I label as weak. But maybe that's not a weakness. Maybe that's not something I need to hide. Maybe that's not something that I need to keep inside. Maybe I can be vulnerable. Maybe I can show up just the way I am. And there are lessons about myself that I have to learn. But ultimately, there is no game plan for life. We all have to, get through it. And whether it's good or it's bad, or when there's unforeseen things that happen in our life, it's like you just have to buck up and deal with the emotions. Definitely deal with the emotions, but most importantly, take a look at not just what's happening to you, but what's happening in you, right? Because I think situations bring out emotions in us, and I think that emotion in us really tells us where we're at in our headspace, as well as in our emotions, as well as what we can learn about ourselves. I think for me, the main thing that I've learned about myself is I am really, 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 really a softie inside. I am really, really, really not as strong as I seem on the outside, because there is this soft core inside me that is crying to come out, but I'm not letting it out because I want to be strong all the time. And I think what I learned is I need to ask for help. I need to be okay with not being strong all the time. I need to be okay with not being everything for everybody all the time. And I don't need to have the answers all the time. And I think that's like one of the biggest things that I've learned in my journey. It's like, as much as I perceive myself to be a certain way, my body is telling me something completely different. I hope this message served you. And I think the main thing is, don't overanalyze life, because I think when you overanalyze life, it handicaps you from moving forward. And sometimes the best thing you can do in life is just take one step forward and just walk and just see what happens. And I think that allows you to be more in the moment versus having that grip of fear as to what will happen next. Because your mind is very tricky. It likes to think about like 5 steps ahead, 10 years ahead. And a lot of things that you think that is coming up ahead scares you, and it scares me. And I think sometimes we are so concerned about what is coming up that we stop looking at what's really in front of us, what is really showing us in the face. And I think when we take a step back and really look at what is showing up right now, it's really helping us discover more of ourselves versus living in the future and being fearful all the time, and just taking so much calculated risk that you forget to live. Well, I hope this message served you, ladies. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy all these different videos that I made you so far. If you have any feedback of what you want to see, feel free to reach out to me. I enjoy your feedback and your comments. And I really appreciate your support. If you're interested in my coaching, please visit my website, www.herempoweredlife.com. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram, facebook.com/herempoweredlife and instagram.com/empoweredlife. I hope you have an empowered day, and I hope this help you reflect a little bit on how you're living your life, and not to be overly cautious, but also to really live life to the fullest and to be in the moment. Well, until I see you again, ladies, you have a good day.